who's going to be going. Oh, look at this. Gabe Smart against Matthew Wood. It's like battle of the content creators right there, right? That's crazy.
There was a lot to choose from, but this one is special. Let's go to the stage and see our players. Let off some surprises.
Yeah, Kyle, I hope you're ready for this here. Sitting on your left, Raging Bolt EX, 17 feet and 1,058 pounds. And facing off, can he take on 100 players? Maybe 6 feet, 7 inches tall, 288 pounds, Slaking EX, Kyle.
He's a lazy boy, but man, he's ready to swing in this matchup. This is ridiculous. 340 hit points, dealing 280 damage. The math kind of lines up really well. There's a shot here, Boo.
Dude, he's swinging his whole weight into these matchups, that is for sure.
He's got the bird to back him up.
Yeah, of course. George Illidge here versus Max Quint, as we're seeing on our stream here. Look at those prize cards, though. That's a lot of Pokemon on the left side.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate to see a lot of your fellow friends, the Pheasant Dipty, the Latias, always great ways to help support these Pokemon that are just trying to deal a ton of damage in that Raging Bolt. It has not worked this hard in a long time. 340 is a number.
That is a big number, big number there for sure that we're going to be looking to get to. Max Quint here, potentially from Milwaukee maybe, or maybe close by, because his first day 2 was in Milwaukee in 2023. Trying to take it back once again here, and George Illidge on the other side has been playing Raging Bolt all season long, so I'm expecting some good play here from our Raging Bolt player as we kick off our Swiss Round 8 here in Milwaukee.
I just want to give him a hug. He's so cute.
He's so sad. He's so sleepy.
Little buddy.
I don't even know. That is such a cutie there. Slakoth is the starting Pokemon for Max. And on the left side, we have George here with that Raging Bolt EX already in active position. We have that Teal Mask Ogerpon already using its Teal Dance ability to draw a card, attach that energy as well. We see the Nest Ball for the Fan Rotom. Everything is coming up nice and clean here for George.
Yeah, really clean opener here to have the Nest Ball in the opening hand, search out the Fan Rotom, and then lead into the potential for a ton of great draws following up with the Noctowl. We see players often searching out some of their basic Pokemon, but you can also grab that Noctowl, and he will do just that to have a guaranteed plethora of trainers to search from on the second turn.
Yeah, so beautiful there. Just 100 HP or less. That's what we're looking for. And George is being able to line up all these Pokemon for not only for this turn, but for the future turns. Get some Jewel Seekers out, start flying with those trainer cards, and start rolling. I mean, Raging Bolt EX is a strong, fast deck. It has changed a little bit in our new format with Journey Together. As you can see, now got a lot of colorless Pokemon here helping out the squad. We have the attach for turn here. That's the fighting energy onto the Raging Bolt. I'm sure George is like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't expect George to pick up his hand. Just stare at what your opponent's doing for the next few minutes, because you need to take in as much information as possible. You see a Slakoth in the active spot. Cold Resist Tenacity as the initial search card. This could be a crazy 50 minutes for you, pal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, seeing this as the search is pretty wild here. Getting the Stadium in that Artisan, so that's going to get us some non-Roblox Pokemon out onto the field for Max. A lot of players are putting this in almost like in favor of other search cards like Poffins and such, because it's sometimes more consistent. If it sticks there, you get more turns out of it potentially. So Max using that for his own Fan Rotom, that's one way to draw it up here. But we're going to see some different Pokemon pop it out of Max's deck this time around. We're going to see another Slakoth here, and then we're going to get some Pidgeys out onto the bench as well.
Yeah, he's just checking us down, seeing what Pokemon he has available. Sure enough, he's going to set up a pretty decent board on this opening turn.
So let's discuss this, all right? We got Slaking EX here as the stage 2 from this Slakoth. What do you think about this choice? I mean, that's Slaking EX. This is like the main thing of this deck, really.
He's born to slack. It's wild. Of course, you have the ability there, and you can't use the attack if your opponent doesn't play those EXs or the V Pokemon.
Not an issue here.
Thankfully, your opponent starts with it. You're going to see them for quite some time. So attacks are lined up. You see the Boomerang energy there on the Slakoth there. So you have access to potential rare candy plays in the following turns. There's the potential for a great swing coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot believe that. The Boomerang energy, we haven't seen that one in a while. Just recycling your energy back to your Pokemon. I mean, the Slaking with a great swing, 280 damage. We could see some pretty wild stuff here from Max. But George is just going to go nice and smooth with his, bread and butter turns here. We see these energy come out from that Earthen Vessel, discarding a Hoot Hoots here with that Grass energy and that Lightning energy. And yeah, we're just going to see a lot of energy flying down. I mean, George's best chance in this matchup is really to just do what he does best.
Yes.
With Raging Bolt,
Ignore your opponent. You don't really get to play around what's happening. You just have to hope the draws don't line up, that a giant Slaking is just knocking out your Pokemon left and right. You need to just challenge your opponent. Make them have the answers on the right time. Put them on a clock by taking knockouts as early as possible.
Yep, and we get to start kind of lining up these turns, lining up the hand with specific cards with Jewel Seeker. Thanks to this Noctowl, we see the first evolution there into it. Its ability allows you to search out those trainer cards. George gets the pick of any cards out of this deck, which is pretty nice here for George. What do you think he's going to be targeting down here, Kyle, in this initial turn?
There's potential for a card like Boss's Orders to be something relevant. You can be worried about your opponent having that energy in play. You'd start to think, oh, well, it's going to take at least 2 energies to attack. Hopefully, if I remember what Slaking does, it's in my binder somewhere. And other than that, you're just hoping that means you have 1 additional turn. Now, what he doesn't know is that Max does have more resources. He's got access to counter gain, but you're just asking your opponent to have even more in hand that hasn't shown much yet.
Right, yeah, you don't really know what's going to be coming out there. So you just got to give your best shot here. Boss's Orders and the Ultra Ball going to be the choice in the trainer cards from George here. So pretty solid set that we got there. We see that Lightning energy for the turn there. We also saw the Grass from the Teal Dance on that Ogerpon on the bench. So we're starting to see those energy come out, of course. Raging Bolt swinging for the energy on board, which is kind of like the opposite of Golden Go. Swings from the board, not from the hand, but that's enough there to take out that Slakoth. Poor little buddy. Wiped too soon off our field.
He wasn't awake, all right? Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's half asleep.
He's like, all right, whatever. I'll just hang out over here.
Let's go sleep on this tree. All good here. So the Pidgey is up in active position now for Max.
We're going to see the grand tree.
Yo, oh my goodness, getting the evolution Pokemon out here for Max. It's going to be, look at that, the Pidgeot EX from the Grand Tree. This is the A spec. You can only play 1 in your deck, but it allows Max to turn straight into this Pidgeot EX after the Pidgeot.
There's an Arvin, there's a rare candy, there's Ultra Ball. I think he's just going to have the Slaking answer here. This is just already in the hand for him. He hasn't even used his quick search. This is ridiculous. Counter gain, oh, it's all there.
I mean, it's working out. I'm so curious how Max ended up on this. Like, it's got to be like his favorite Pokemon, right?
I mean, now it is. It might lead to some pretty great wins on stream.
Oh, well, we'll have to see. Yeah, that counter gain tool card, pretty awesome here. You know, as long as you have more prize cards in your opponent, which currently he does, the attacks used by your Pokemon is 1 energy less. So, I mean, that is awesome. Because remember, Slaking EX hits 280. It is strong. I mean, it is an evolution Pokemon. Stage 2 evolution Pokemon at that. So, I mean, it's a lot to get to that point. And yeah, Max is hopefully going to be able to get there this turn. We now have a full bench here with the Duskull also joining the party. We got some Ghosties in this list too, Kyle.
There's a question here. You have 2 of the Jet energy, but it's not the Boomerang energy that you're looking for. That'd be ideal in a situation where you're going to discard with the Slaking. You already have the counter gain in play, which isn't going to be great on the following turn. So attacks aren't lined up for next turn, but who cares? We just played our whole hand for a knockout.
Like, look at that. That Slaking EX is online here. George is picking it up and taking a read. It has that counter gain. It has the energy attachment for the Great Swing. It has been fully evolved here now. It's born to Slack. The EX is in play. We're ready to go. A Great Swing is going to do 280 damage. And George is reading that like, well,
what just happened?
goodbye, Raging Bolt. Sorry. 240, little weak boy. So sad. That's absolutely wild here. Max just going for it. The swing of the hand and the Great Swing, 280, taking out a fully healthy Raging Bolt EX. Oh my gosh. Kyle, I cannot believe it. Now we're over to George's turn after that knockout. Max going to go down 2 prize cards now. The Poffin and that Jet energy being drawn. And the Teal Mask Ogrepon already has 2 energies up on it. But yeah, that's who George is promoting this time around.
I think Max got a little excited there. If he had switched and done a different energy for turn, he would have an additional energy in play by the Boomerang. But like, it might pay off if your opponent is able to find an answer here. The Raging Bolt is back. If there's access to a decent supporter in this spot, you could see enough energies to take a knockout even on 340 hit points.
Whew. Yeah, that is pretty nice here that we have some play from George. But we see another Raging Bolt as well come
just
down.
Single target Sada?
From the next stretcher.
Teal Mask? No, you're out of your ancient guys, though. It's just that's tough. You're just missing on.
Yeah, you have to target the ancient down, and the only one there is that Raging Bolt. Yeah, so we're just going to see the single attachment there from the Professor Sada's Vitality. Could have been 2, but only 1 ancient boy. You still get the +3 though for the draw off that Professor Sada. So that is quite nice. We're going to bump that Grand Tree straight out of the way. That's very pivotal to get rid of, as well as the Jamming Tower, turning off those tool cards.
The plan might have changed too, because I think there was a Prime Catcher also targeted there off the draw. So maybe you can go after a different Pokemon in this spot. The problem is you're really banking on that that counter gain, not getting any additional resources. If there's a counter stadium for Max here, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. That's quite scary here. But we're maintaining here. We had that Latios EX that's going to allow for the free retreat on those basic Pokemon, which is allowing this Raging Bolt EX to come back up into the active here. Now 4 energy on board for George.
I mean, this is absolute powerhouse heavyweight matchup. Both players just throwing all their resources at the other to try to take the prize cards and move forward. But there's nothing left. I mean, this board is atrocious for George. And Max has no resources right now. He's working with the Colress's tenacity once more to try to rebuild.
They are swinging back and forth here. The Monkey Punches and then the Long Neck Raging Bolts going back and forth. 2 prize cards here, 2 prize cards there. Now George is sitting at 3 left to take in this matchup. It's a quick one, that's for sure.
He only plays 2 stadiums, and he countered his own stadium here. He doesn't have an answer to the Jamming Tower.
Oh no, yeah, that could be pretty bad here, Kyle. It's going to require more energy to be on the board since that counter gain will not be in effect.
Ooh, I got news. We don't have a way to get any extra energy. It's just attaching and passing. Like you're stuck.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what we're going to see here. Max just attaching that Boomerang energy onto the Slaking EX, and that's it. Now we're back to George as the Fan Rotom is left in the active position here. Could this be the opening here for George to just take the reins here in this matchup? Only 3 prize cards left, already leading in this this round, so I'll have to see if he's able to maintain that.
There's Crispin. There is a Noctowl in the hand as well, so if you really wanted to set up a decent board, you could try. The issue is that your bench is just atrocious. There's no real way to set up more with Sada and get additional energies down.
Yeah.
You're going to lose an energy by knocking out the Fan Rotom, so you probably don't have the reach to knock out a Slaking on the following turn.
Yeah, that is where it gets awkward, you know, with the Hoot Hoot, the Noctowl lines. It's so pivotal to have those cards to set up, but then it clogs your bench. It allows these really awkward times where he needed the Latios to be able to retreat out of that for free and have energy to be able to attack, and now it's just like, oh, cool, I got a bunch of Noctowls and a fan.
George,
what do I do? Those are
just thinking about it. He's trying to find an answer to how do I continue to build on my board and find more resources. The answer is Area 0. You need to play down more ancient Pokemon to have the opportunity to Sada on the following turn.
We don't limit to 5 here. We're going to limit to 8. That is pretty
solid.
The drawer. Open the drawer. Get in the basement. We're going to the basement here. Area 0, under depths. We have gone into the caves. That's going to expand George's bench. Exactly what we need to see here. Now we have the Pheasantipity EX down. That's going to open up more Pokemon on the field, but also some flip the script action down the line, potentially here for George. All right, we're seeing the Earthen Vessel.
It loses the Iono, so
thank you, Kyle. I could not see that.
Fairly comfortable with where he's at and where his opponent's hand is.
Blind Boo strikes again. We're gonna
for Max, he has 2 energies and a buddy Puff and no pitch shot anymore. He's just waiting for an opportunity to bring the Slaking back into the active spot and try to survive off of the prize cards here. George, on the other hand, really starting to set up a strong board. Just you have to stay consistent. Just get those energies in play, and hopefully you have an opportunity to knock out 3 and 4 hit points on the following turn.
Right. Yeah. That's what you're looking to hit. Can we get there? I mean, that is so beefy. It's actually crazy. Crispin going to be played here. I think just looking to make sure I don't know that was discarded. So we do have the supporter still for the turn. It's going to allow George here to search out 2 basic energy. They have to be different types of energy, which is totally fine here in Raging Bolt EX as we see the grass and the fighting energy being brought out. We haven't seen that Teal Mask Ogrepon be able to dance it up on the bench here, so we're going to see some dancing.
Yeah, the additional energy is going to be nice. There's also another grass energy in hand. I did not see if we had the lightning just yet, but you would have to assume that that's coming soon.
I would hope so, Kyle.
You know what?
Well, maybe.
I don't see it yet.
Well, there's another vessel, so...
Sorry to get nervous.
Oh, no,
I've seen a few.
Wait, there's one in the prize cards. Have we seen 2 already? In the discard? Because that'd be awkward.
Fan Rotom.
What's happening? Yeah, the 2 are in the discard. It must be. We have Crispin for turn, so we can't Sada or anything. And yeah, it's just the Fan Rotom here with the energy attached. We're going to see the Assault landing take out its own kind. It's fan-on-fan crime here, Kyle. That's a prize card there for George. Going down to 2 left. Max, on the other hand, finally able to bring up the Slaking EX. Of course, tools are back online. Jamming Tower is out of the question now that Under Depths is underway. Max is going to bring out some other Pokemon onto the field.
Another Fan Rotom. End of a deal.
What?
This is, yep, I don't know what we're doing anymore, but I love it.
What? Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
I mean, think about it. You don't have a great attack right now. You don't want to have an EX Pokemon in the active spot. It's Jet energy and get him.
Go for it, little buddy. The Fan Rotom.
Unplug him.
We're unplugging the fans here. It's getting hot in here, Kyle, because we are seeing fans drop left and right between these players. Max taking a prize card off that Fan Rotom knockout. Now we're back over to George, who puts that Latios EX in the active position.
Well, if George has access to a lightning energy, it seems like he's got the answers all there. He's got 3 energies on board already, Crispin in hand, and a Prime Catcher to go along with it. It's just does he have the resources left in deck?
Right.
He's going to take a peek with the Nest Ball and see what's left.
Now this will give us a look as well. Nest Ball going into the deck. I don't think it's
I don't think we have a lightning.
Yeah, the ones in the prize cards, and then I guess it's 2 in the discard pile as well.
Yeah, there's digging for a Night Stretcher at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Or of course, you can find
the Sada as well. Sada, Night Stretcher. We got the Pokemon for it. We just need that supporter.
Pheasantipity has some draws too.
Right.
Then out with the Ultra Ball. There's plenty of ways to see more cards.
Yeah, Rotom went down. Pheasantipity is online. We can sequence a little bit beforehand there. EX as well.
Yeah, there's
that's
an opportunity to thin down. I think you can get this down to, what, two? You can see 2 cards if you prime catcher early.
We're going to be drawing.
I mean, if you want to commit, you could commit. Full send it at this point.
I think you got it, right? Yeah. Earthen Vessel here, discarding one of those cards from the hand. Going through here, grabbing these energy out. 2 grass. We've already teal danced here for the turn from George.
Well, on the first one. Still
right, on the first, yeah.
So even more cards to be seen.
In the basement. We're going to dance in the basement on that teal mask Ogre Pound. So, yeah, this actually could lead to... So, I mean, how many cards are we netting here, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot, and there's a lot of ways to close out. I mean, that is a Slitherwing. That's not exactly doing it, but it's additional fodder for discard.
Right,
Pheasantipity looking for 3.
Oh, there's a
that's
Night
like a
Stretcher.
to me.
Yeah, that's a gold Night Stretcher too. Very nice. We're seeing an additional card here from another teal dance with that grass energy, the Night Stretcher here, and the Pal Pad as well.
Yep, that is plenty of energies right there.
Woo!
A lot of knocking out power. Prime catcher, Lazy Boy going down, and that is how we play game 1 here at Round 8.
He was born to slack, but he's being taken out there from George Illage. Taking the win with Raging Bolt EX, was able to get tons of energy. I mean, how many energy did we see hit the field there just that last turn? That was crazy. So much damage there from Raging Bolt EX. Able to take down that slacking and wrap up this game. Let's take a look back at how this turned out from us, Kyle.
Yeah, what happened here?
Yeah, right? I mean, that slack off was taken out early on. It had energy attached, but then went straight to the discard pile. Max was able to swing back thanks to that counter gain. And that Jet energy as well has to discard after that Slacking EX attack, but took some prize cards there. It was a back and forth Raging Bolt EX, taking out that Pidgeot EX that did debilitate Max a little bit there, and then the craziest part, the Fan Rotom versus Fan Rotom.
Yep, just found the right play to stay in the game for a little longer, forced George to have the perfect answer.
Yeah.
It's not the way he drew it up. Had to draw with all sorts of different Pokemon, but he had that Prime Catcher ready to roll. Finally finds that Lightning energy that he wanted a couple turns ago and got the job done.
Yeah, thank goodness we have a lot of ways to get into those cards. So many Teal Dances thanks to that Area 0 Underdepths. We have the Pheasantipity as well, thanks to that Fan Rotom knockout. So George just had it there to be able to draw into, but still had to play it safe and make sure you thin out and clean things up there, and he did so. With that Raging Bolt EX, taking the first game between these players, can Max come back with the monkey? We'll have to see.
There's definitely potential. I mean, we saw a great opener from Max to have the opportunity to take a turn 2 knockout on Raging Bolt and potentially have swings even longer than that. He just did not have the Boomerang energy lined up and ran into an issue with the Jamming Tower. He had played both of his stadiums already, so wasn't able to have an answer. Was just counting on too much there with the counter game.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate there. I mean, a lot of decks here, Jamming Tower is just so good right now because there are a lot of decks that require a lot of tool cards to kind of enable their strategies. So having just a couple Jamming Towers in there can really help you out. And you saw that here from George Illage. I mean, even opted to get rid of it to get that Area 0 Underdepths to stay in the game, which was epic because that's really what got him to where he went. But yeah, the Jamming Tower even just halting 1 turn was huge there for George to take the lead, take the reins in that match.
Yeah,
so.
We often see Jamming Tower as a one-of copy, and you really want to pair that with either the hand disruption turn or removing the draw. And he did that perfectly. He was able to time that out with a knockout on Pidgeot, beat your opponent with 3 cards and a dream.
3 cards and a dream. I don't like being in that spot, that's for sure.
It's a nightmare for sure. Oh, that's a nightmare too. What's going on with those prizes, Max?
Yo, also 2 fighting energy for George in the prize cards as well. And oh, what the? I didn't even look at the.
I'm like, do you realize that he's gonna have a really hard time playing Pokemon?
I was looking left and you were looking right, and that is way worse.
Let's be in the middle where we're gonna have a crazy game. Because how do you play without your Pidgeot line?
Even crazier than last time. Honestly, that's a good question. We saw at least 1 turn with the Pidgeot EX with that quick search, but then it didn't stay around too long for Max. But not having it at all that's pretty tough there. That's very sad. That's sad boy hours, Kyle. We're gonna have to see how that turns out between these players. Of course, starting off here, George is going first. We see my pick, the baby Raging Bolt here. I mean, what do you think about that? Being the starting Pokemon, of course, you gotta start with whatever basic you get. But do you think that maybe turns any tides here, Kyle?
It's not a bad Pokemon to start with. You think, especially in a matchup like this, Pidgey has 60 hit points. You're gonna knock that Pokemon out on turn 2. That's something that Max can't protect.
Right.
Now he's not gonna give away the information that both of his Pidgeot are prized, and George is gonna take the knockout easily. But it just lines up very well. Just take some initial prizes while you just set up some energies on your side of the board.
Yeah, and you're a single prize Pokemon. That's pretty nice here. So love to see it. Of course, we have Fan Rotom coming in to play here as well from George from that Nest Ball. After we saw the Earthen Vessel searching out some energy first for the turn. We also had that Lightning energy already in the discard pile for future Professor Sauna's turns. Now we're gonna see double Hoot Hoot and a Knocked Owl for George.
Yeah, what a complete contrast. You've got Insomnia Hoot Hoot, who doesn't fall asleep, versus the laziest boy in town, Slacking.
He's half asleep already.
I can't sleep. The nightmares keep me up.
Oh my gosh.
Look at his eyes.
Exactly what it looks
he hasn't slept in 8 years.
Poor guy, man. Well, I mean, I guess neither of those Pokemon have slept in 8 years. Look at those Hoot Hoots. They're awake. They both got the bags under their eyes, that's for sure. They're staying up all night, keeping their trainers going in these battles. That's kind of dark, Kyle. Well, we got the slack off here in active position as we kick off Max turn with this Nest Ball. Going into the deck, grab some Pokemon. I think I know which one is going to come out, Kyle.
Yeah, the fan?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Finds a lot of your Pokemon.
Blaming.
And this is where you find out some bad news. That deep breath is going to get even deeper soon. It's a problem.
Yeah, look at that. As you identify what is in your prize cards when you're flipping through and you don't see any of the stage 2 bird that you need. There's plenty of the basics, there's plenty of the middle evolution, but we need that Pidgeot EX, and Max is not going to have access to it unless he gets a hold of those prize cards. One is at the bottom there, so I don't know, maybe we could see something happen, but that quick search is pretty important here for Max. That's the engine here.
He's doing exactly what you need to in this spot. You do not give any information to your opponent. You play just like you would any other game. You set up a double Pidgey, your opponent's going to knock one out, and then there's a turn where you can potentially get this Slaking out, take a knockout, find your Pidgeot, and play this game like normal.
Yep, yeah, that's what you're aiming to do, and then it's like, oh, nothing happened. It's fine.
It's to 1 and 3. Everything's fine. You don't need to know how lucky I got until you rewatch the VOD.
Yes, exactly. Of course, George doesn't know that at all here. Just watching Max play out this turn. Max is doing everything, getting these Pokemon out onto the field with that Fan Rotom. I mean, that's who you target down. That's what you got to do. Of course, now we have double slack off, as we saw one get eliminated from the match pretty early last time. Of course, also George went first, so we're going to see that initial attack from George's end. I don't know. It's going to be the supportive return here, opting to get rid of that hand on Max's side as well as George's hand into a fresh 6 for both players.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you got a great image of what was going on in George's hand. He held onto a Hoot Hoot. He didn't play a Terra Pokemon, and he didn't grab Knocked Out with Fan Rotom. So that hand could have been everything or nothing at that spot.
True.
He held onto all of his cards very tightly, and now he's got a fresh hand to work with. It could backfire here for Max, but honestly, he needs to focus on himself at this point. You don't have Pidgeot.
Stay alive. Stay alive, stay in the game. Of course, George working with some fresh cards here on the other side. Now we're over to the left side of the field. Crispin is going to start us off as the supporter, getting these energy out. One goes onto your Pokemon, the other energy goes into your hand, allowing you to also attach it. You can, if you had the Ogre Pawn, start teal dancing around here.
Yep, and that seems like the best play here. He already has 2 in hand. Could find even more energies to go along with this. You can hold on to the energies as you continue to build onto this Raging Bolt as well. You have the knockout on a Pidgey if you like, and this looks pretty great for George. He's not losing any EX Pokemon too, which we should also note. None have been played. I guess you don't have to play down an EX. You can just see what happens.
Imagine.
And what if he just goes for the you get slack strat? What if he just goes
really
giant
cool.
neck knockouts
It would
forever?
just be Assault Landing at that point, right?
I mean, I think you just beat him up with Raging Bolt forever.
No, I'm talking about from Max's side.
Oh yeah, he's just like a fan in the dream.
You're just a fan.
It's not great. I'm gonna read Vigoroth in a minute and see if there's anything there.
That would actually be crazy to see. Kyle, I guess we'll see what happens here.
That is where we're at. He held on to Teal Mask Ogerpon. He's not playing any EX now.
This is so crazy. I mean, yeah, that's super cool. This Raging Bolt, we talked about it being the start Pokemon, and it's coming into play here. We have the opportunity to not be an EX attack, as you saw that knockout on the bench there from that Thunderburst Storm on that Raging Bolt from George. So down a prize card. Max has a Pidgey wiped off the field here. Pheasantipiti's going to join us to flip the script a little bit, drawn to some cards for Max. Of course, we're still working with the Iono hands as well before for Max. But yeah, imagine if there's just no EX.
He's not threatened. He's good. The only issue you have is the Fan Rotom on the other side, which you'll knock out with your Fan Rotom.
Yeah.
You're good. Just play this really ugly game of Pokemon.
I mean, Cruel Arrow, I guess.
Oh yeah, watch him charge that up in 2 turns.
Every single turn. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Pheasantipiti EX has flipped the script here for Max. But is it going to flip the script of the game?
You just wait till I charge up my bow and arrow.
Nice and slow here, that Cruel Arrow. But yeah, what does Max do at this point? I mean, you just gotta hope. You know, we were already on the back end here, working with no Pidgeot EX, but yeah, now it's just we just got nothing.
He's got Rare Candy Shock, all the abilities you could possibly want, but your opponent didn't play Pokemon and it's hurting you.
I can't believe that's the effect of the card. Like, why? That's like the worst ability ever.
Leave him alone.
Wait, you can attack with Vigoroth?
All right, calm down. Calm down.
That's 30 energy. Oh my god. Yo, we got the counter game.
I like the plan where you just give him a bunch of Pidgey and Slaking, and then just go in with the Blood Moon or Saluna. Like, at this point, you just gotta accept you're gonna lose a ton of prizes to this strategy.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, we got some Dusclops, Action Dusknoir.
When your opponent doesn't go for the Pidgeot here, it's really telling that there's a problem.
There are many problems here, Kyle, that is for sure. Well, Slaking EX is going to join the fray here. Of course, born to slack. It's doing that, Kyle. It is slacking. At the worst time, it's slacking.
Can you turn off your ability? Do you have a back to the peak?
Your own ability. Look at this. The Fan Rotom coming into play. We're going to see some more Assault Landing. It's going to start chipping away at this Raging Bolt here. Or is that just a... What's happening? Just pass?
I mean, there's no stadium in place.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Anything.
Oh, no. I think he tried to use Assault Landing, but yeah, it has to have a stadium in play. It doesn't have to be your stadium, it just has to be a stadium, but it's not there. So not even the Fan Rotom can help out here. George saying, yeah, I don't have any X's. There's no stadiums either. Sorry, buddy. Start attaching, bucko. Start attaching them energies. Oh, no. George is just chilling here with a fully healthy 130 HP Raging Bolt.
He doesn't even play energy
the bench. Didn't even play the energy. That is how ahead he is. Gets rid of that Pidgey off the bench there, thanks to that Raging Bolt Thunderburst Storm.
I don't know about that. I feel like there's an opportunity to attach energy and attack into the Pheasantipiti for 90, and the next turn you hit it for 120. Move that Pokemon from play. Don't give your opponent 3 additional cards in this instance where they are clearly struggling. But instead, he's going to just take more prize cards. I get it. It's a race right now. Your opponent is just stumbling.
Yes.
But
stumbling
there's now potential. Force Tenacity, that's a stadium. That's now a 2-turn clock for this Raging Bolt.
Exactly. You're opening up a window now, and that could be pretty scary, pretty risky, you know.
Yeah, the bugs might fly in.
The bugs. The Fan Rotom.
The fan's got to blow them out.
Fly in your window.
Why'd you open a window? I'm a fan. I can help you.
The Artisan in play now, thanks to that Colress's Tenacity there, grabbing the stadium out. That Super Rod being played here as well. From Max, and that's going to bring another Pidgey down to the bench. We've seen 2 of them hit the discard pile as both of George's prize cards so far. This game, still no Pidgeot EX stuck in the prize cards there, but Slacking's going to slowly start building up these energy, Boomerang energy now down onto the bench here. Now we are going to see that Assault Landing is activated thanks to that Artisan. Raging Bolts has taken some damage here, 70 damage, 60 HP left in active position.
Yep.
We need some things to happen here now from George.
I mean, pressure's slowly starting to accumulate at this point. You could be nervous about losing your Raging Bolt here to another Fan Rotom at some point too, so you have to make a decision of if you're going to continue on this path of just taking these smaller knockouts, or if you have to switch it up at this point. I feel like you have to knock out this Fan Rotom and force your opponent to continue to have an answer without playing an EX, but it doesn't feel great to just not do your strategy, not play down multiple energies each turn and set up for a response to an inevitable Slaking, but you don't have to play into Slaking if you don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, he's got options here, that's for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess we saw as well last turn the energy wasn't attached. It was just kind of like, all right, let's attack again, see what happens. But now the nest ball being played here for George, going to line some stuff up. As you said, Kyle, we're playing it. Yeah, it's time. Timer's up. Raging Bolt EX is out on the field here now. Only 1 energy in the discard so far, as we haven't really seen a lot of cards played, honestly, from George, which also means he's probably been stacking up quite a hand as well.
Yeah, he's going to work on compiling some Pokemon here at this point. I assume we'll see the Teal Mask as well to go along with this. You can start building up a little bit here, but I mean, there's opportunities. I mean, if Max's boss's orders to go along with this just knocks out the Raging Bolt that already has energies on it with a Slaking, you kind of play right into that.
Right, exactly. I mean, when there's opportunities, Kyle, we take them. And this monkey has been getting ready on the bench here. It's got already 1 energy attached. It's got a vulnerable Raging Bolt EX on the bench. Max hopefully has been building up his hands since he hasn't played many cards, I'm not going to lie. We also have flipped the scripts now that the Pidgey goes down.
This seems like the worst of both worlds.
Yes,
You've got 1 energy in play, and you play it into the Slaking at this point.
Let's
I guess
go.
the benefit is that Fan Rotom is probably what you want to attack with, but now there's a chance for Max to draw into boss's orders here.
Yeah, I mean,
seen it.
Where there's a will, there's a way. There's already so many cards in the hand. That means, you know, a better chance to draw it out of the deck as well.
Dusknoir?
Whoa! Rare candy straight into the stage 2. That's the Dusknoir with its first blast ability. 13 damage counters, 130 damage.
Okay, there's definitely some plays here now. There was boss's orders at the back of the hands, but he's going with Arvin instead. Wants to have
We're going.
the counter game plays.
Yeah, I mean, counter gain for the tool card also gets an item card off of this as well. Playing the Arvin here from Max. Maybe just, I don't know, get set up here? Or?
Ruh-roh.
It's happening here, I guess. Counter gain coming out as that tool card.
I'm not sure if there's another counter catcher to incorporate this into the mix. There's
That'd be nice.
1 in the prizes, and that's it. So if he was expecting to see that, that's really unfortunate.
Oh no, I hope that's not.
I mean, he's just gonna look back and go, "What were my prize cards?"
Right, exactly.
You couldn't have picked worse ones for me. This is crazy.
I know, and when you see that, you know, both your Pidgeot EX are in there too, that's already tough enough. Maybe it just overlooks the counter catcher.
Yeah,
that's potential right there.
Starts to tunnel at that point and get a little frustrated. if your answer this turn is just a simple attack or a Dusknoir pop, you're going to run into a lot of problems.
Yes, this needed to be a very pivotal turn here for Max. Like we said, George opened the window. Max had to be able to take that opportunity. Now we're going to see that whipped now that this is the play. The route that Max has chosen to go down here with the Arvin, the Dusknoir. We have the counter game now on the Slaking EX, of course, being behind in prize cards, one less colorless energy, but that's it. It's just going to be the Assault Landing, taking the knockout here on that small one prize or Raging Bolt. That's one prize card, but where are you now, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, George still has a lot going for him at this point. Has not played a single knockout. You have to expect at this point your opponent will find a prime catcher and work in a big knockout on that Slaking EX. It's almost inevitable at this point. Sure, you could go for a slower approach, go with the Fan Rotom knockout and be 2 prizes away, but if you remove that threat and there's a Dusknoir in play with Yui 1 prize away from winning the game, I feel like you're going to win this one.
Right, exactly. That is for sure, Kyle. We're seeing the Earthen Vessel being played here, discarding a card there for those 2 grass energy coming into George's hands. And this is what we saw last time from George, just being able to accelerate bonus energy from the Teal Mask Ogre Pawns. This time Ogre Pawn here for George. Also, we can see the expanding of the bench again.
Some things we need to consider with the prize cards remaining. It is 2 fighting energy, so
True, that's awkward.
have to know where that last one is for the Raging Bolt to take a knockout.
Where's that last
Not sure if we've seen it yet or if it's in the discard
Well,
pile.
let's see. Yeah, it's in the discard
Okay,
pile.
he's got access to that by the Night Stretcher or a couple of those supporters.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see what that Pheasantipity brings. It is going to bring the expansion of this deck, since we do have a Terra Pokemon out. Now we have 2. Teal Mask Ogre Pawn out on the field. Plenty of grass energy to throw around here. But yeah, as you said, Kyle, if you want to be able to target down those ancient Pokemon with the Professor Sada's Vitality to be able to get that fighting energy out onto the field, because the other 2 are currently stuck in the prize cards. Just kind of awkward.
Yeah, this seems game-breaking at this point. You have Ultra Ball, you can search out the Knockout, you can find the Sadas and the Prime Catcher, set up all the energy in the world, knock out the Slaking EX, and what do you do after that?
Like, look at the discards, too. Like, Counter Catcher can't use that, you know. Slitherwing ain't using that, so look at that. It's a -2, grab the Knockdown, Jewel Seeker. Now that we have those Pokemon out, we can just Jewel Seeker for these trainer cards. And look at that. Professor Sada's Vitality and the Prime Catcher. Exactly what George wants to see here, Kyle. And he chose it himself.
He did it!
He did it!
He spotted the line. No, it's exactly what you need at this point. You just have all your energies in play, played a slower approach, but a reasonable approach. He just didn't care what his opponent was doing, wanted to get as many prize cards early on as he could, and then there was just a misstep there from Max. He just was not able to set up the Pokemon and take the knockout with the Slaking into the Raging Bolt, and now here's the punish. You're going to draw all these resources, hold on to the paint card, and you can just set up game.
Yeah, this is setting up checkmate for sure. You said it's a punish. It is definitely a punish here from George. No mercy here from the Raging Bolt side of our field. George Illage taking names here against this poor Slaking deck. Oh, you hate to see it, but George is writing up a nice little story here and cleaning up day 1. I'm sure he's feeling good.
Yeah, definitely a story to go back and tell your friends later of, you will not believe what we played against. But honestly, it's no fault of Max. He ran into some really difficult prize cards there to work with, and then he's occasionally get a little frazzled.
Yeah, that is tough indeed. We even see the Mew EX coming out as well from George onto the field. The Palpad recycling these supporters.
This is smart. This is just thinking of everything. You're the only way you lose at this point is an egregious Iono into the worst hand ever. So what do you do to counteract that? You have restart. You have a Sada back in your deck, and you start to feel a little more comfortable.
You just got everything you want.
You're just the best. Everyone loves you.
Yeah, you know, Terra Pokemon has unlocked so much here for George. Now the Crispin being actually I think that's just still in the discard.
He does not want that. I mean, I think I'd want that.
Yeah, what's he cooking up there? Well,
maybe.
I guarantee you Crispin ain't burning his thumb on that pan.
Well, if he did, we'd get him a Band-Aid for stream.
Yeah, he's cooking up something nice and fine. Look at this, even the grass energy going on to the Mew EX. I mean, the more energy you have, the more damage you're doing here. So it's 70 damage per energy that you're discarding with that Raging Bolt EX Bellowing Thunder.
I don't think there's much of a choice here. I think we take down the big dog.
Yeah,
for a second, he's like, Pheasantipity? No, dude. No. There's one threat.
Yeah, look at all this energy that we're going to need here. That Slaking EX, 340 HP, Kyle. That's a lot of HP.
You know what's bigger than 340?
350. That's going to be enough here. 70 per energy discarded there from George. That's the Slaking EX, the last lone fighter we potentially had here from Max that was on the board has gone down. George sitting at 1 prize card left to lock up a 2-0 in our last Swiss round. Max just with a single Pidgey. Can't even turn into the EX.
Yep, it's looking pretty grim. If you want realistic plays, you find Iono and you figure it out. If you want to go out like a champion, you pop that Dusknoir.
Oh, yo, that would be crazy. I don't know if that's going to happen, Kyle.
I don't see Iono, so you know what? Let's blast. Let's get ready for Team Rocket.
Yeah, let's blast off. Maybe that'll give him some good karma going into Team Rocket cards in the future. You know? I blasted off into the new format.
Blood Moon's also pretty,
yes. We were talking about Blood Moon earlier. It's still an option here. Of course, free attack. Some seasoned skill coming out from this Blood Moon Ursaluna. Of course, George has taken 5 prize cards. That's pretty nice. Well, actually, not really. You're playing against it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
All right, we see a rare candy here from Max. Just under 6 minutes between these players. Are we finally there with the Pidgeot? Yes, that was the one that was drawn?
I didn't think that was going to be the prize card either. It was on the far end.
Yeah, that's true.
Well done, Max.
Usually they go left to right, so
there is the Iono too. Okay, hold up. This actually turned into slightly real opportunities.
Whoa.
Nice. Looking at the Arvin, we don't love that. I think you have to take this chance to... But again, taking a knockout, you're just talking to Pheasantipity as well. There's so much backing up George here.
Yeah, it's like which fate do you want, pretty much at this point. We're going to see what Max chooses to do from this this quick search. Pidgeot EX, the single prize card that was drawn there.
That's a Badoo.
That's a Badoo. That's a little green guy.
I don't... What? How did you do that?
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't know how Badoo was searched out there.
Did he quick search for Badoo? I'm so confused.
Unless there was an Ultra Ball thrown in.
I
guess it was because he dust
I was like, wait, what?
Presumably the only way that got there. Fair enough, pal.
Oh, we lost the plot there, Kyle, but we're back on track now. We got the Badoo out, and then we had the energy as well there from Max. Pidgeot EX jumping out of the active position. Grand Tree coming into play, bumping that Area 0 underdepth. That means George is going to have to go back down to a bench of 5 here, discarding some Pokemon.
Yeah, a lot of decisions now that you have to think about. You want to have access to as many ways to draw.
Right.
I think Fan Rotom's the next choice. Just throw that away. You've got the Mew, you've got the Pheasantipity, you've got at least 1 energy in play, and the Noctowl to help out too.
You only need 1 prize card.
Plenty of draws here.
Yeah.
But kudos to Max for putting together a wild line that's starting to work out.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Max is literally doing everything possible here to stay in this game. Like you said, the line has been found here. The Blood Moon Ursaluna attacking for free thanks to that season skill ability, taking out that Raging Bolt EX. They're off the field. 2 prize cards
Noctowl's found. That's almost just it off the bat, right?
Yeah, we still flip the script here.
You've got Boss's Orders. You could find an Earthen Vessel for an energy as well. That could just close out here too.
George has it here. We just have to watch him put it together before we can say anything is written. down for this match here from George, but we're going in with the Jewel Seeker here on this Knocked Owl.
Yeah, he's got the boss. He's just got to find a way to search out the energy. I think he has Night Stretcher in hand too. There's plenty of ways to close out here.
Yeah, just double checking everything.
Gotta take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time.
Don't
Yeah,
want to lose to Slaking.
Don't get too antsy here. That is for sure. We see the boss's orders here, bringing out that single prize card. Fan Rotom, Night Stretcher being played as well.
Oh, what a memer.
The energy retrieval for the Fan Rotom to attack the Fan Rotom and taking the win here 2-0 with the Fan Rotom. Fan on fan crime. That's going to lead to the win here for George Illich in our very last Swiss round here in Milwaukee.
I don't have words. What just happened?